Fellas, what's good, man? How you doing?
Tuesday night, baby.
It is Tuesday.
7 and 2.
Taco
Woo!
Tuesday. Did y'all eat tacos tonight?
I'll get on that, actually.
You ain't.
That's a good idea.
I mean, I know you
reminded me.
I know you're practically in the batch pad down there, Eric.
Yeah, temporarily, you know, in a good way.
Pad.
Wife's in transit. Okay, she didn't leave me, so
Yeah. When is she? Where's she getting out? Up there?
she'll be here Friday. Driving
Permanent.
from Denver to New York. Yeah.
Just defended her thesis, got her PhD, so she's now Dr. Brown.
Dr. Brown, yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Awesome.
to her.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Very lucky husband, for sure.
Anthony, how you doing up there, man? What's good?
Oh, feeling good, man. The energy is flowing. I don't know about you guys, but the work days are going longer here. I'm like, I got all this energy this week, just amped up after this win. Man, I don't know. Is it me or are the days going by slower? It's like, all right, I'm ready for the next game. Let's go.
Well, we got some. I got some stuff for y'all. Some curveballs. Okay, but first, before we do anything, let's I like to give some shout outs, man, to some guys, some people in the chat. Ron, what's up, dude? It's been a minute since we've seen Ron up in here. What's up, dude? We got Mark in the Mark is up in here. Let's go Bills. And then we got Joe. Now I don't know what
Joe.
Luther Truckin 7 and 2. Now he meant Mother Truckin, but Luther Truckin's hilarious. So we'll go with Luther Truckin and not even recognize that he said Mother below it. But that's cool though. That's cool. Joe, what's good, man? All right. Oh, dude, Eric, somebody's shouting out your wife, dude. Congrats. Heck yeah, man. That's what's
Appreciate
up.
it. Yeah.
That's what's up.
I'll pass it along.
Hey, man. So it's been for Heather, it's been a grind, dude. Anthony, you too, man. You guys you guys put in some work. I mean, Anthony, I know you're working on a grant, writing a grant here.
Yeah, get it in.
You're doing that. Eric, you just got a promotion. You know, you guys are doing big things, man. That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Doing things.
Hey, all right. So enough of that.
You're starting businesses and stuff too, though.
Yeah, I mean, we all got
you're busy too.
Hands in every little thing and facet of life. Life never stops coming. I tell you that right now. Like, and it's the holidays, bro. Okay. Before we start, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Ooh.
Because in the chat for y'all, put your favorite Thanksgiving dish in there. I'm interested to see, because I know y'all,
You know, I go traditional. That's how I do things. Wild turkey, not store-bought turkey. Wildly killed turkey.
You shoot it yourself? You get one yourself?
Bruh. I
usually don't have to because my whole family hunts, so I'm not the one that.
There you go. Yeah, somebody brings it home.
There was a time, but
you marinate that thing, man.
We're not that advanced, man.
Oh, that thing be dry, son.
Not from the South like you. I got turkey for years.
Hey, my boy Aaron, look, Aaron, gravy, just like these Bills. That's all. Heck yeah. Love it. Anthony, what's yours, dude?
I'm a mashed potatoes and gravy and corn. I like to mix it all up together there. That's my Thanksgiving meal. And then pumpkin pie is my absolute favorite. So you got to go with the pumpkin.
You look like a pumpkin pie guy.
You do. So you're one of those guys that mixes the corn and the mashed potatoes?
Oh yeah. Mashed potatoes, corn, gravy, just mix it all up.
That's sacrilegious, dude. That is you need to eat at KFC if you're going to do all that.
That's where you need to get your gotta be the hand smashed mashed potatoes. None of this KFC instant
Black folks don't do that. We ain't mixing no damn corn with mashed potatoes, dog.
You're missing out.
No. Anyway, all right. So enough of that mess. But yeah, look, deep fried turkey. Yeah. Hey, turkey and gravy. I love me some turkey and gravy, but macaroni and cheese, man. Macaroni and cheese is the go-to.
Thanksgiving.
Collard greens, dog.
I won't say no to collard greens.
You gotta have some collards.
Let's go.
My personal favorite's W's. Bills W's.
There you go.
Yeah, you had to say that.
Bills W.
You had to say that. That's like saying 2 + 2 4. All right, dude. All right, here we go. For those of you who are new to the show, we kind of do this a little different. we have topics that we like to go through. Like I always tell you guys that they don't know what I'm going to bring up before the show. So it's kind of, it's kind of a hot seat thing, So you guys ready to argue? Because I'm in the mood for some arguing, right?
You're gonna bring up two of my favorite players tonight.
Hey, just sit back and relax. I got you. Because it's about to get heated in here. All right. So first topic, man. What's popping? This is where we go around the league. Latest and the greatest hot topics for you guys to debate and talk through. So our first one, we're gonna go with the first one here, and it is bang. Saints rout the NFC darlings, which is the Bucks. Brady was 22 of 38, 3 interceptions. Antonio Brown, 3 receptions for 31 yards. Man, I didn't see that coming. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't see that coming.
What?
I didn't see it coming. 38 to 3? You ain't see that coming. Yeah, I know you hate Brady and all, but you ain't see that coming.
That wouldn't happen if Blaine Gabbert was in the game.
The Saints were one of my 5 for 5 picks this week. Thank you very much.
You pick anybody against the Bucks. Anybody.
I said in there that I thought the Saints are my NFC team. They're my team to win to go to the Super Bowl. So I mean, I'm picking them. I said in the beginning of the year that I thought they were better than the Bucks, that they would beat them twice, and they did handedly. They crushed them both times, and now they got Michael Thomas back. They're healthy. Of course, they're going to smash that team. And what do we see from Tom Brady in that team? More of the same. Tom Brady made mistakes in that game. Tom Brady held them back in that game. Tom Brady's the reason they lost. Period.
He plays every position.
Where's my guy Blaine Gabbert? Because if he goes in there, I'm telling you.
Are you serious?
You know the irony, right?
You're dead serious. You're dead serious.
The biggest irony of this game, right? Who was on the other sideline and came in at the end of this game? Jameis Winston for the Saints. And you know what he said? Damn, this guy over there is throwing as many interceptions as I did.
That's what he said.
How about that? Yeah,
that's what Jameis said.
He did say that, but how about that? That guy on the other side who's supposed to be the hero, this balling out, best player, GOAT, whatever you want to call him, is throwing just as many interceptions as I did, if not more, at this rate.
Man, you bagging on Brady, dude.
It's the reason they lost that game yet again to another. Look at last week. Oh, Tom Brady won them the game against the second worst team in the NFL. One of them, the New York Giants. Come on.
Look, man. All right, okay, hold on.
Against that team.
Hold on, Eric. Come on, dude.
The Saints are the team to beat in the NFL. The Tampa Bay Bucks are nothing but a bunch of fakers, no matter how many offensive players they get on that team.
Wow. Eric, come on, Eric. Look, hold on, Anthony, because you got he's going off. Look,
they will be lucky to get that
first topic. First topic. That boy got that suit on. First topic. He's unloading. He is unloading.
Look, I think
and I hate Tom Brady. This is a twofer already.
Yeah, it is nice seeing Brady, blow a game and get blown out. But they're still a really good team. But what they're doing recently, bringing in AB, and just sticking with Gronk, giving Gronk more targets than the other tight ends. It's just like, what are you trying to do? Yeah. You are messing up a good thing in Tampa Bay. I think Bruce Arians got completely out-coached in this game. Brady and Arians both got out-coached, outplayed, because they're so focused on what AB can do, and they're so focused on what Gronk can do. Well, dude, come on.
That boy been there for
a
hit lick in the
I knew you were going to bring this up.
Been there for 5 days, man. He been there he ain't been there long.
There's only one football, right? 6 targets for Mike Evans, 6 targets for Godwin, 6 targets for Gronk, 5 for Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
He should not even be on the same level as those other guys.
What? Coming right back in his first
dude,
game.
mid-season comes into the NFL and you give him 5 targets when you have Mike Evans and Godwin on that team.
Oh, you sound like he's throwing to Robert Foster, man, or Zay Jones. Like,
I don't care who you are.
A good receiver.
I don't care. You've been out of the league so long; it takes time to adjust. It's a new team. It's new personalities. It's a new playbook. Give Mike Evans the ball. Give Godwin the ball. This isn't Madden.
He's a decoy, if anything, until you really work him into a game.
He threw the ball down the field. One of his bad interceptions was trying to force it to AB down the field.
So I got you.
Why are you forcing the ball to Gronk? The guy, he's over the hill.
When has he not forced the ball to Gronk?
That's my point exactly. But
so what you're telling me is
Use Cameron Braith.
So
I
what
don't
you're
get-
telling
I
me
don't
is
get what they're trying to do there. They're getting
So
distracted.
y'all on
Tom
the same
Brady
page.
sucks
Y'all on the
at
same
playing
page.
quarterback. Yes, Tom Brady sucks.
Who disagrees? Except
Yeah,
He lost the game. Period.
Tom Brady did not play well. I mean, he played awful.
you.
Okay,
No, 40 quarterback rating is not good.
Here's the stats for you, though. Here's the stats. They had 8 yards rushing on 5 carries.
Yeah, only 5
yards rushing. Like, you didn't even try to run the ball.
No excuses for that team. They're by far the most talented team in the NFL. You have no excuses.
As a team, they had 186 yards passing. Josh Allen had twice as many. And time of possession, the Saints had the ball for 40 minutes. Saints,
Yeah.
I mean, and the Bucks had it for 19 minutes,
double
bro.
the time of possession as the Bucks.
11% on third down. 11% on third downs? So
1 for 9, right.
What you're telling me is
0 for 3 on fourth down. They got out coached.
the Bucks essentially have a Madden mutt team. Like, they got everybody on there. And there is no excuse for you to get blown out 38-3.
Dominating start to finish. And here's the other piece of it. They play the Carolina Panthers this coming week. And another thing I said at the beginning of the year is they could lose to the Carolina Panthers. And they might in this game right now. The way Carolina's playing and the way Tampa Bay is playing, I'm picking Carolina in that one. I'm telling you, it's just the way it goes.
Ryan talking about getting Leonard Fournette in here. I don't know, man. I don't know if McDermott's having that mess. They ain't having that.
No.
They ain't having that. They ain't having that. Give me a rookie. I want a rookie who can stretch the field. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody, you put them on the edges and let them run, baby. They need a speed guy back there. I don't need Leonard Fournette and his antics. But, okay, so y'all got to stop hating on Brady, though. Brady is still he's not what he used to be. But
come on. Yeah, he should have retired 2 years ago, period. He hasn't played good football in 3 years, period.
He's been playing good football this year.
No.
What do you mean?
No, he has not.
Games, yeah.
Against who? Against what teams?
Look at the stats. What do you mean?
He's got interceptions, for God's sake.
He doesn't make the schedule, too.
He throws the passes. He's got 12 interceptions.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
Dog. You need to get off my dude, man.
I'll give you this, Anthony. We had the quarterback rankings in the offseason. I had Brady at 3.
Oh, and I told you were batshit crazy, didn't I?
I'll give it to you. He's not number 3. Not number 3.
Not number 3, not number 10, not number 20 at this point. Come on.
I mean, I'll say maybe 12.
No.
Anthony's wife, she's coming in for the rescue, baby. She's coming in for the rescue. In other words, she said, shut your ass up. All right, y'all ready for the next topic? We're going to put that Brady thing to bed, all right?
Hey, and let's give a shout-out to the Saints. Again, Drew Brees and the Saints.
Absolutely.
The love should go to them. They're my pick in the NFC for a reason. When they are healthy, and now they're fully healthy, that's probably one of the best offenses in the NFL.
You know who they're not talking about? Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara he's playing lights out, man.
And catching the ball too. As a pass catcher.
He's always been able to catch the ball. I mean, he's lights out, man. People aren't talking about
they got to
what
win
he's doing this year. Yeah, they do. They do. They do
have to get someone.
We know the Saints are good. They've been good for a while. They just have to win a playoff game.
They just can't face like the Rams or Seattle or they'll get hosed, right? So, if in the fourth quarter, let's not bump receivers because you're gonna get a bogus call, right? But anyway, man. So we're gonna put that to bed. All right. So this is a interesting one. The NFL is considering adding playoff teams this season. They actually voted on this this afternoon, and it passed. So in the event that they don't get to play their full schedule as the NFL wants, they want to make 8 teams per conference make the playoffs. So you would have 4 division winners and 4 wildcard teams. Okay, so that means in a scenario like if the playoffs were to happen today, okay, the Raiders at 4-3 would get the 8th playoff spot, right? And the Bills are probably falling like the number 3 seed. So that would be interesting. 8 teams. 8 teams. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's BS because the Bills are going to get 11 or 12 wins this year, and now you want to add teams to the playoffs who didn't deserve it, who don't deserve to be there. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I was
already off to get 11, 12 wins to build this thing up. And the other thing, too, is like, okay, bench the players week 16 then.
Right.
Right?
I mean,
you're going to clinch home field. You're going to clinch the division, bench the player. I mean,
so you're going to the best teams are going to be benching their players for 2 weeks instead of one, basically.
Right.
I've already
and now you want to add this mid-season? No, you can't do that now.
I brought this up when they made the original change. All right, so way back in February or whatever it was, March, they voted on the expansion of the playoffs, and it wasn't supposed to happen for another 2 years. In 2023 was supposed to be when it kicked in. Then they looked at it and they said, well, COVID, well, this, we'll make it happen this year. And I was pissed because I said, there's only one bye team now, and this is a year when the Bills were legitimately contending for a bye. If we were the number 1 or 2 seed, we would have gotten a bye. Now only the 1 seed does. So if you're the 2 seed, you're already screwed over because you're playing a game in the first week when normally you'd be resting, right? So, and then beyond that, I said, now look at the playoff droughts, right? You look at the Cleveland Browns, and you're telling me that if they get the last seed, the 7th seed, or in this case, if they expanded it, the 8th seed, I mean, that's ridiculous. That's 2 playoff seeds out of what the Bills had to deal with for 17 years in the drought. And we would have made the playoffs at least twice in that 17-year drought if we could expand the playoffs to even 7, let alone 8.
You know, Anthony, I'm going to challenge you to forgive. Okay? Forgiveness is look, we can't, as fans, we cannot have this mindset that, you know, everybody's got to come up like we did. Like, things this year of all years has changed dramatically, even to the point where they're considering a bubble. They talked about doing a playoff bubble. Now, the NFL doesn't want to do that, but that was, you know, the fact that they won, that the NFL is actually changing. This is a league that doesn't really make any changes during season typically, right? But the fact that they are adapting and adjusting is a positive sign, because at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, for owners and the prosperity of this league moving forward, they got to get these games in. I mean, just think about it. They're not getting any revenue. I mean, I know they're rich as hell. Don't get me wrong. But they're not getting any revenue from these games, really. It's all about that dollar.
The NBA is not getting revenue either. The MLB lost revenue too. Like, it's across the board. You can't just like make stuff up on the fly to change the integrity of the game. Yeah, you can adjust for COVID.
The integrity of the game is not being
players,
changed.
But like changing the integrity of your game and adding a playoff game week 10 is messing with the integrity of the game.
No love.
If you have 8 teams, so nobody gets a bye, it's 4.
No bye when these teams are working to get a bye.
An extra round.
If you're a good team, you win. If you're good, you advance. Plain and simple.
I mean, I agree with you.
Have a bad day,
you beat whoever they put in front of you.
Because it was, if you're good enough, you get a bye. You get to rest your body, your team.
Okay, the Bills aren't going to get a bye.
You don't know that. They're only 1 game back.
It could be.
they're not going to get a bye.
You don't know that.
They're not. That's a big ass leap.
Schedule
right now.
I know the Steelers are on the schedule, but it doesn't.
I'm not even a big fan of the Steelers.
Almost lost again this week. And the Steelers.
It's the NFL, baby. There's so much parity in this league, man. It's week to week. That's what makes the NFL so great, that anybody could come out on top. Right?
But that doesn't mean that
win.
I don't agree
that PlayStation 5. I think they came out today.
Huh?
Let's go buy a PS5, and then you can add an 8th playoff team.
PS5 comes out
on
the 12th, right? I think it comes out on the 12th.
Well, Xbox came out today.
Yeah, screw Xbox. I ain't playing that mess. I ain't playing no Xbox. I tried it with the 360, man. That shit broke, so I was done.
You can add the 8th team on
PlayStation. I'm staying with the PlayStation, bro. I'm staying with it. All right, next one. Y'all ready? This was gonna be a little heated. Best odds for MVP. Okay. Now, I would say that Josh Allen has worked his way back into the discussion. Vegas has him as the 4th best odds to win the MVP as of right now. You got Mahomes, Rodgers, and Russell Wilson still, right? So, what are your thoughts? And I'm not just talking about Josh Allen particularly, but if you guys were to pick an MVP right now, who do you have?
I mean, if I'm a betting man, so I'll tell you, I mean, my stance on Allen has been the same since the preseason. Yes, he's going to be in the conversation. No, he won't win it because the media and those voting don't respect him enough to have him win it over guys like Mahomes and Rodgers and Russell Wilson. So if I had to give it out right now, I'd be reluctant to give it to Mahomes, even though he's got the best stats. I'd probably still give it to Russell Wilson because he's the reason his team is winning more than anybody else. And even though, again, Mahomes has the stats on his side, I don't feel that way about Mahomes. I don't feel he's playing up to what the media has come to expect from him, what the outside world has come to expect of him. And that's not the case for a guy like Russell Wilson, who's getting all the love about how he's never gotten an MVP vote. So if I was a betting man and the vote was held today, I would bet that the voters, the people who are choosing this, would give it to Russell Wilson.
Okay, so you go. So Russell Wilson has 2,541 yards passing, which is fourth in the league. They have a 6-2 record. He has 29 total touchdowns, 28 passing, and 1 rushing, 8 interceptions. That's not good. 8 interceptions is not good.
They're going to overlook that because I don't know. He's the reason his team is winning more so than even Pat Mahomes on the Chiefs at this point, I think.
I don't know. Okay, so Patrick, actually, Eric, who you got for MVP?
Well, the MVP gets picked after the teams play. And I think at the end of the day, the Kansas City Chiefs are the better team. They'll have the better record. And I think it's Pat Mahomes all day long.
Okay.
He is the MVP in the league.
That's who I would go with right now.
There's only been 4 quarterbacks with multiple MVPs since 2000. It's Manning with 5, Brady with 3, Aaron Rodgers with 2 MVP seasons, Kurt Warner with 2. Mahomes belongs on that list, 100%. He's as good as Peyton Manning was in his prime. He's as good as Kurt Warner was in his prime. I think he needs to be added to that list. I think he will. If we're going odds, I put my money on Mahomes.
I will put my money on that too. Here's why. And I know people are kind of tired of Patrick Mahomes' narrative, but he is the best quarterback in the league right now. And there's no comparison. He is in a class of his own. This guy has 2,687 yards passing, which is second in the league. Guess who the number 1 passer in the league is, yard-wise?
Matt Ryan.
Like,
isn't that always
lose all the time,
throwing 500 yards a game in garbage time, trying to
lose all the time. Literally could have won. There's a scenario where they could have won every single game.
In a few categories, actually. Yeah. So Patrick Mahomes has 27 total touchdowns, 25 through the air, 2 on the ground, and 1 interception and 1 loss.
So does Derrick Henry get love for MVP?
No. When's the last time a running back won MVP?
Had a tough well, I think
if there was to be a running back to win it,
I think Michael brings up a good
Derrick
chance.
Henry.
Look here. So the chances that Dalvin Cook could steal the MVP, I like that comment for one reason and one reason only. When Dalvin Cook went down, the Minnesota Vikings couldn't win a game. Literally, could not win a game, and they looked terrible on the field. He comes back, all of a sudden they're trending in the right direction. I think if he takes that team, if he continues to put up the points and the yardage and crazy stats that he's putting up, and he's able to carry that team back to a division win or even a first wild card berth, he's got to be in the conversation because he single-handedly would bring it back there.
He missed too many games. And he is balling out.
He is
balling out.
God. Like, he's definitely one of the best players in football.
If you could say that, then we have to throw in a LMP. Well, least valuable player. Okay, my bad on that. And that's Kirk Cousins, because that dude is I don't even want to say trash because that's rude. But Kirk Cousins ain't.
Cam Newton.
I mean, he
your
looks
favorite
really
quarterback.
Good. He looks really good handing the ball off to Dalvin Cook.
He does.
Right.
He's passing it to him too. 2-yard dump, and he runs it for 80 yards.
I'm just saying, dude. That dude Dalvin Cook, he's playing like a G this year, man. He's playing like a G. Okay, so then there leaves Aaron Rodgers. You can't forget about him. He has 2,253 yards, 24 total touchdowns. He leads the league. He's only thrown 8 interceptions in the last 40 games. Think how impressive that is.
The reason I left him off my list is that the Packers are such a not well-rounded team on defense and more running the ball on offense, and it takes away from what Aaron Rodgers does. He definitely is a factor and should be in this conversation, but
absolutely,
I just don't think he's going to have the impact on his team to be most valuable player by the end of it.
I think he will.
Even if they win the division.
Aaron Jones has been hurt. That's a big time loss. He's still carrying the team. So for what Aaron Rodgers has done in his career, this year has been one of his best years, man. He's balling out. And I gotta give him credit.
The way Devontae Adams is playing right now, he could carry him to the MVP if he keeps that up.
If he could stay healthy,
he's dominating.
He can never stay healthy. No. And then lastly, Josh Allen coming in at number 4. Now, Bills Mafia, show some love, right? Josh Allen is 3rd in the league in passing with 2,587 yards. My man has 19 touchdown passes and 5 rushing touchdowns, which brings him to 24 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Josh Allen has a very good case. And now, so you got Josh Allen besting out Russell Wilson, head-to-head matchup. That means something. Josh Allen could sneak in there if he keeps this trajectory. I know that's kind of crazy, but if he keeps this up, he could take that MVP. He really could. And that's crazy to me. We all thought about it, but we were just hoping and dreaming and wishing.
I could show you the bet slip in my house right now. I have one.
You're the ultimate fan, though.
The problem was, in that case, it's not about being a fan. It's about the odds. The odds for MVP, I knew he would be in the conversation. And for 50 of my dollars, if you want to turn that into, $5,000, sure, you could take that. And I'm willing to take that bet because I knew he was going to be in the conversation. God forbid, down the stretch, Allen looks amazing and some of these guys falter. He's going to win it. He could still win it. And for my money, that's a hell of a bet, and I'll take it all day for the odds that we were in the preseason. You can't turn that bet down.
What Josh Allen needs to do to get MVP is obviously keep up with the stats. They don't have to be 400 yards every week, but it's the 70% completion percentage, and carrying the team to victories, right?
Signature win.
Because the Bills still have a ton of primetime games, 2 Monday night games, 1 Sunday night game. If he plays well and dominates those games and gets this team to the number 1 seed, it's not far-fetched. And I think he has a real good chance to win the MVP if those things happen.
Yeah.
Realistically.
He's only, 5 touchdowns away from Russell Wilson in total touchdowns?
If he plays well in those primetime games, though, I think that'll help him for sure.
He got to get a couple more signature wins.
That's why I hate those stats because, you look at Russell Wilson and, he's got all these touchdowns and yards, but it's because his team's been giving up 40 points a game ridiculously. So he's had to throw his way out of it and back into games.
Let me address this real quick. So Kyler Murray is another intriguing one. Vegas has him at fifth best odds to win the MVP. Kyler Murray and Josh Allen stats are almost identical. They're very similar to each other.
More rushing yards for
No, he's rushing the ball a lot.
Less passing, more rushing for Kaiir.
But we see how that turns out. He's lethal. He's lethal. He's probably the best running quarterback in the league right now. Better than Lamar Jackson. Just because
we're gonna have to.
He adds an element with his arm. He looks downfield when he's scrambling and stuff, and he's dangerous, man. So
we're gonna have to address him.
Kyler Murray's a baller, I'll pull an Anthony here. I told you guys about Kyler before the damn season.
Whoa.
Did I not? Did I not say
you did? No, and I said there's no way he's in the conversation with Josh Allen.
He is. they
now,
are really good quarterbacks.
You're saying based on his stats and everything, yes. In the preseason, my problem was everybody was already crowning him after 1 year with 5 wins and no stats. Now he's up there.
He's balling out. Give him his credit.
Still not doing
his credit.
That man still isn't that great.
The offense is really friendly.
Yeah, again, his team has still had to do. He's barely getting by doing what he has to do.
And the thing, I think he's a good enough player to win an MVP someday. The team needs to win more games.
Y'all hate young players. Y'all be hating on young guys.
It takes
time to learn.
Got to show it.
Let me answer this question real quick. He says, does the narrative of playing for the Bills help or hurt Josh Allen's chances? And we'll all answer this. Franchise without much success the past 25 years, and he brings them back to relevancy or small market teams so they won't give it to him. I think that him being in a small market does hurt his – he would have to play exponentially better than his counterparts if he is expecting to win the MVP. But I kind of think the narrative on Buffalo is changing just because they've had success or having success, for the past few years. So If he can continue, like beating Seattle is a great start. Now go beat Pittsburgh, go beat Arizona, go smash New England next time on in prime time, and then the narrative and the idea changes, because no matter what the Bills have done in their history, the NFL is a what have you done for me lately today, right? And it could change. And you're starting to see people who never really evaluated Josh Allen come out and be like, oh yeah, he's good. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, he's great.
Well, that's why I think his chances are slim to win it this year for those very reasons. People don't respect Buffalo still, but they will by the end of this season. They will. And next year, I guarantee you that when people are talking, who's your early MVP candidate, Josh Allen's name comes up no matter what, because he's going to earn that respect, and the Bills are going to earn it with him. So he's going to be there. Next year, he has a realistic chance to win.
And they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. And check this out. So of the 4 quarterbacks that are currently, according to Vegas always knows something that we don't. There's a similarity with these 4 quarterbacks. They're big, strong-arm quarterbacks who can run. What does that tell you about where the NFL is going, right? It's a mobile quarterback, and you got to be able to make plays. You got to be able to improvise. So you see that with Kyler Murray, although he's very small.
I was going to say
not even close to the same type of player.
I wouldn't call him a big player, but
but just what he's doing. Is Kyler Murray a pocket passer? Absolutely not.
Right, plays. He's making plays off script. That's the archetype that we're talking about here. Mm-hmm. So it's Trevor Lawrence could be one of these guys that we talk about in the coming years. Even if he goes to the Jets, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is that good. Justin Fields could probably come in this conversation. So who knows? The NFL has a bright future with these young quarterbacks. Next one. You guys ready for this? Oh, Tua's shining moment. Wow. Dolphins win a thriller. Tua 20 of 28, 248, and 2 touchdowns. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I am not a Tua truther. Okay, I think he's limited, but from what I saw Sunday, he did everything right, man. He did it right. He scrambled. He threw the ball to the outside, deep outs and comebacks, and made plays off script. I mean, he silenced me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna take the L on that, because he played a damn good game, and I think people need watch out for Tua.
Well, who are we talking about again? Oh, Tua, the guy that's late to the party, right? Look, Herbert and Burrow are so much farther along than this guy. I'm not impressed.
Like he's been playing for 5 years.
He did one good game, and not borderline good. I mean, didn't turn the ball over.
Josh Allen didn't do that.
Josh Allen was completely raw coming in. He didn't have Chan Gale. He didn't throw that.
Let's not make excuses.
Screen game all game.
Let's not make excuses. Tua played a good game.
Two different arguments.
His name is Tua.
Okay, he had a good game, but he's still behind the other guys.
I didn't say he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I said he had a great game.
Okay,
he played a damn good game.
He's only Tua games into his career. All right, so let's pump the brakes. I've picked against him twice. All right, I said he was going to lose last week. The Rams won. We said it wasn't because of something Tua did. Tua didn't do anything in that game. This game, he did what he had to against that Cardinals defense.
Yeah, he did.
Certainly showed the Bills what to do against that defense, because he did have a good enough game. He played well, but now he's got to do it again, and it's got to be on his back, not on relying on the team to win.
You know who else has good games? Sam Darnold. You know who else had good games? Baker Mayfield. But guess what? There's film out there now on Tua.
How many?
And now we can start to see.
How many of these guys in the media are overreacting to this Tua? They're already saying he's the best team. He's the best quarterback in our division.
That's one guy, and he's a clown.
Don't even talk about that.
He's an MVP candidate, that he's going to be, he's going to run the league for 5 more years. The guy has played in 2 games. Pump the brakes. Now, I'm not like Sterling. I said Tua has the it factor. I think he can be a good quarterback in the NFL, but I'm not crowning him by any means, and I think he's going to take about 3 years to really reach his peak level of what he can do in the NFL. And he's certainly, off to a good start. There's no doubt about it. 2-0. You can't argue.
First game, that was his first game, and he played decent. He was okay. I mean, they didn't ask him to do much, but when they asked him to make plays, he went toe-to-toe with Kyler Murray and made plays. And I think that's impressive for a second start quarterback, man. That's pretty good. I just want to give him his credit. I'm not saying I'm not projecting his long-term success. I'm just saying the dude played good.
A 49-yard.
You know who else played good? Josh Allen.
Eric, we're going to get to that.
What is this Tua thing? Why is this a topic right now? He played a football game.
He won. Yeah, you rough, dog. You rough. Hey, if Josh Allen had this same game, his second game in his career, we as Bills fans, we'd be all over that shit, going crazy.
We were when he beat.
Why is it hard to give somebody else credit?
Because he's our rival, right?
Just straight up. Screw you. You're on the Dolphins, man.
I know, dude.
You're a Dolphins fan, Sterling.
No,
what are you trying to do here?
Y'all know I always keep it real. Hey. And I call it like I see it. Man, he played a damn good game, and I'm going to say that because he did. He played a really good game.
Say, the best thing Tua has going for him is that he has a great coach and a great team that's getting in the right direction.
Absolutely.
So he's going to be much like Josh Allen was, where, he's going to keep improving. He's going to be able to be an environment to get better. Now, knock on wood that the guy stays healthy, because that's the one big concern with him coming in, after a huge year off from a big surgery. So, I mean, we'll see. The jury's still out.
The jury's still out, but he played a good game. And nobody
I look at Tua, though, in this offense, I see a lot of Baker Mayfield, right?
Yeah.
Look who he's throwing to in college. Look at all the checkdowns he's doing, the quick slants, the screen games. It's not going to work forever. It doesn't work forever.
We'll see.
When you're in a playoff game and you need a 3rd and 15, Tua's not getting it for you.
Tua's accurate, though. He's accurate with the football.
What's that mean?
Props.
What's that mean?
He threw guys open. He threw it on time with anticipation, on target. He played a good game, man. And I watched that entire game. He played a really good game. I was impressed, man. I was impressed. Kyler Murray balled out, too. The Bills going to have their hands full this week. But Kyler Murray balled out. Tua played a really good game. And nobody could tell me that Emmanuel Ogbah hasn't been the free agent acquisition of the year. Check that man out, because he is playing lights out right now. Ogbah.
So let me ask you this, Sterling. Are you this hyped for Tua's game if the Cardinals make that 49-yard field goal and win, and he's 1-1? Would you still be all hyped?
Yeah, because
I agree.
It's not his fault that they kicked the field goal, and right?
Exactly. But
just looking at what he did,
because I don't think the media would be as hyped if he had lost.
No, but that's the difference between media and analysis, right? Yeah, exactly. And we are. We toe the line of media, but we also keep it real too. And I'm not going to lie, Tua played a damn good game. That's just facts. It's facts. The Dolphins are a force to be reckoned with in the future, dude. Brian Flores is a real deal. It's gonna be like the '90s was with Dan Marino, and it's heading in that direction. You throw in Trevor Lawrence, holy shit, the AFC just got real, and it's probably going to be the most televised division in football. You watch. Mark my words. All right, so
Monday night games coming our way.
Yeah, it's happening, man. It's definitely going to happen. All right, so Inside Slant, man. This is where we give you the latest and the greatest from our Buffalo Bills. We got some stuff to talk about, fellas. Some interesting. Hey, can we start with this?
Heyo.
The D. The D. It's coming out.
You don't mean Dallas, right?
The D. Nah, whatever you want to interpret the D, it came out on Sunday. Because you were happy that the Bills won, right?
The Bills finally whipped out.
Come on.
Is that what you're saying?
I texted you guys. I said that was the best first half of Bills football I've ever seen.
What do you mean? What are we talking about, Candy?
The defense. Come on.
The Bills. Look, dude. They did not. They gave up yards, right? But this is a bend don't break defense. They made plays. They made splash plays that made a difference in this game.
3 and outs in this game.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And wow, they came through more than I thought they would. More than I had trust that they would coming in, I should say. It was, And how about AJ Klein? I owe AJ Klein a sincere apology this week. Or
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Maybe he owes me the credit because I was bashing him so hard this week. I said I wanted any other football player on the field at that point. and the guy came out and balled. And you know what? It is still only one game. Let me see you do that this week, and now you've earned my respect. Don't do it one time and then go back to your shitty, I'm standing in front of a guy and I don't know how to tackle. All right? I don't want to see any more of that. More of what you did this week, please. And then we can move on and say, all right, this guy's good enough to be there, you know? Yeah. And I don't expect him to make a play every time. Nobody does. But he's got to be better than certain guys that I've been ragging on this defense all day. We're going to talk a lot about the good that this defense did. But Trey Murphy, back-to-back plays, back-to-back missed tackles. And I was like, I'm done.
Almost had a heart attack.
Get him off the field. 2 missed tackles on 2 plays.
Hey, Anthony, we're trying to focus on the positive, okay?
Exactly.
Save your negative talk for a different week.
Right? I had to get that one little piece in there, but the rest of it is all
we
good.
got a bye week coming up. You can attack them then. But I think Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott get all the credit here. I don't think I've ever seen Russell Wilson that confused.
Yeah.
I mean, he still put up, close to 400 yards passing, but he's really good. But he was confused. The offensive line was missing, protection and, blind hits on Russell Wilson. You just don't see that a lot, because he is a mobile guy and he is, very safe with the football. But I think Leslie Frazier gets a lot of credit for this game plan. And the secondary showed up. It felt like the defense finally gelled. They're starting to believe.
The defensive line, right? They finally were able to actually turn those pressures into sacks.
Hey, hold on.
Turn them into interceptions.
Take care of that one. Take care of that.
The defense is all right, but they still gave up 34. Look, we knew coming into this game, this team was gonna score points. It's one of the best offenses in the NFL, hands down.
Yeah.
The way we stopped them, the way we came out to a lead, they were chasing us literally the entire
game.
Entire game from start to finish, and that wasn't because of our offense. It was because of our defense. They were able to.
No, it was because of the offense. I mean, you came out and the offense put that ass on.
They were flawless, yeah.
Oh yes, the offense did their thing too, but it wouldn't have been the case if it wasn't for that defense stopping them. My prediction going in, for example, was that it was going to be score for score, basically. But it wasn't because the defense stopped them and the offense did what we expected them to do, which is score.
And for those of you who think that, that still wasn't good enough, I'm gonna disagree with you, because have y'all heard of DK Metcalf? That man 6'5", runs a 4.3 40, and he's nasty. I don't expect Trey White to just shut him down. Hey, people aren't shutting DK Metcalf down. No. Jalen Ramsey might have a chance because he's big and physical, right? But look, dude, that's a grown ass man playing out there. So I ain't gonna hate.
But look at the stats.
Straight up stiff arms Trey White, right? Stiff arms him. Trey White has no chance. And then they call defensive pass interference. They're like,
he was holding him. He was holding him the whole time.
Oh my God.
But it's kind of like when Trey faced Rob Gronkowski when they played the Bills here, when Rob kind of gave him the but Trey is not afraid, dude. He will get physical with you. And I appreciate that about him, because the Bills know they don't have two shutdown corners. They only got one. And DK Metcalf has that Megatron, Terrell Owens feel to him. So that's a tough cover for anybody, man.
Outside DK Metcalf, look at the receiver. I mean, look at Lockett. He didn't have a 100-yard game and 10 catches or anything like that. They pretty much shut him down, and the rest of them receiving core. I mean, DK did his thing. We knew he was going to beat Trey one-on-one a couple of times.
Yeah,
he was in yardage. I mean, he's just too good not to. It's a 50-50 chance, basically, with those.
With Russell Wilson throwing you the ball. I mean, did you see those moonshots he was throwing? I mean, God.
Ball right in place. He is very good at the deep
Russell,
ball.
Russell didn't cook this game, but that dude has some plays, man. I mean, that deep bomb to David Moore. Like, who the hell is David Moore? Like, do y'all know who that is? Like,
well, what's crazy about the Seattle team, though? Like, 4 turnovers by Russell Wilson, right?
4.
Yeah.
2 interceptions, 2 fumbles lost, and they're still in the game.
Yeah.
That's just how good that guy is.
At 20-27, they were still in the game.
Right.
They had the ball back. Then we scored again and then stopped them and scored on another turnover. So that was a huge turning point in the game. That was the point, I think, for all of us in Bills Mafia, where it's like, all right, we're still up 20-27, but we need to score right here. We need to score on this drive. I know everybody I was with was like, God, we need to put up some points right now just to maintain the lead. And that's exactly what they did. They marched down the field, scored a touchdown, then stopped them on defense and scored again.
Look, and I understand where Anthony, not you, Anthony, but this Anthony's coming from. Saying that turnovers, those are game changing plays, and that just gives your defense a little bit more confidence, the edge going into the next week, man. And what a perfect way that the NFL kind of put this schedule together for the Bills here, because you get Russell Wilson, now you get Kyler Murray. I would keep the same defensive game plan. I mean, I was so happy to see that McDermott and Frazier sent a shit ton of blitzes, A-gap blitzes, edge blitzes. I mean, they mixed it up. We got to see that more. And no one's playing lockdown defense across the league. I mean, it's just been bad this year, right? So if the fact that if the Bills can start to create turnovers and impact plays, that's what I want to see, man. That's what's going to carry you.
There's going to be a play or two giving up on the deep ball or whatever. And that's what they played in this game, and it worked like a charm. So maybe they do that versus Kyler. I mean, with Kyler, you have a much bigger threat of the run, so you need to at least have one guy back. But I will give a shout out to who was it who got not the strip sack, but
AJ Klein, bro?
No, AJ Klein had the strip sack.
Oh, Jerry Hughes? Jerry Hughes
was the one on the interception, right? He was covering. Russell Wilson broke the pocket, and he's out, and Hughes is chasing him back and forth, and it looks like Russell Wilson's going to get away and make a play, but he stayed on him, forced him to throw the ball, and it turned into an interception. It was my favorite play of the game.
Yeah, that was a damn good play.
I mean, that was huge. I was like, oh my God, is he going to stay with him? Is he going to – because if he misses, if he dives one way and Russ gets by him, he runs that for 15 yards, and it's a first down and, a big letdown. But instead, he was able to stay with him, just stay in front of him. That's all he had to do. Got closer to him, put his hands up. Russ throws it, and it was intercepted. Yeah, so huge play by Jerry Hughes. Huge.
Let me throw this in there. So our Eric Turner and Nate Geary, they're going to do the film drop for, I think it's probably on the Seahawks, I believe. Look, dude, as fans, okay, there is nothing more irritating to me than people just talking out of their ass and don't know what they're talking about. So there's a process of education and learning that goes in all this. If you don't want to sound like you don't know what you're talking about, these film rooms that we do, Cover One does, that's where you're gonna get learned. That's what we say in the South. Get learned, son. That's where it's gonna happen. And these guys are breaking it down step by step so that why there's a big bust on a cover two, right? from Sunday's game. You're going to see why. Trey White missed. He was a deep safety. He missed it. He failed his assignment on that. Football is so intricate. There's a lot of moving parts, man. And it's you can't just watch the ball. You got to watch what's going on, man. There's tendencies and so forth, though. So anyway, all I'm saying is, because I watch it every week, along with my scouting academy duties and so forth, I watch this film room all the time, and I learn so much. I'm just telling y'all.
A little teaser of the play where Stephon Diggs destroyed Jamal Adams, even with contact at the line. Jamal Adams tries to line up and hit him. Diggs brushes him off, beats him one way, beats him again on the cut, wide open.
Hey, look, I just watched the game. I don't know coverages. That's your job. You damn right it's our job, and that's why you keep coming, because we're going to get you informed, right? All right, we're good. That's our job, man. So yeah, we appreciate balance, it.
Right? I am not necessarily an X's and O's guy. I've learned so much coming to Cover One from Eric and watching the tape and all that. And Sterling now being in the scouting academy, he's our guy for that now. But yeah, certainly I've never been an X's and O's guys, but I'm learning now.
Eric, and I gotta mention our guys, Aaron Quinn, exactly. Right? Greg Tomset, and Anthony. They're solid guys over here, dude. We're not just the nerds of the Bills community. All right, we entertaining too. So, and we got smart. So that's all I'm saying, man. Cover One is where it's at. I can't lie, bro. I mean, I'm not just trying to toot our horn, but dude, Cover One, dude, we're killing it, bro.
Plug and play.
Anyway, all right. So you guys ready? Here's another one. We're back on it. Josh freaking Allen, bro.
I do.
This is where I wanted to go. That's what I wanted to see.
I was just in utter shock, just in awe.
Question: was it his best game as a Buffalo?
Better than the Dallas Cowboys game. Better than the first 4 games he had. what he did. I want to tell you one of the underlying things that I really appreciate about Josh Allen's performance is that he knew who he was facing. Mm-hmm. He knew Dable knew what the weakness was, and they said, you know what? We're just gonna do what we do. Screw all this balance right now. When you have a weakness in your secondary, we're attacking, and they did not stop all game. Did not stop. They did not let up. You didn't see conservative Dable and McDermott start running the ball, being stupid. No, dude, they kept the pedal to the metal. Josh Allen was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna run this shit in too. So,
yeah,
hey,
I think it's Josh Allen's best game as a pro because I thought we saw mature Josh Allen. He's recognizing cover zero.
Oh,
he's changing the play at the line. I mean,
even
this is what you want to see from your quarterback. I think as he progresses even more, Josh Allen's going to be very, very dangerous moving forward.
Oh, he already is. And I'll tell you this. If you're one of those guys who doesn't watch the film, Josh Allen already is one of the best pre-snap quarterbacks in the NFL right now. This guy, I mean, I'm sure Dable gives him 2 to 3 plays at the line of scrimmage, but he gives Josh Allen the freedom to check in and out. And you can hear now that you don't hear the fans, you can hear him with his cadence calling. I mean, he's changing plays, man, making stuff happen. That screenplay to John Brown when he took off on that 3rd and 17. Dude, that is a product of being a student of the game, dude.
Yeah, the Fins game's really good too.
It's true. But this one,
I like this game because the opponent.
Yeah,
the opponent. It was a big game. He's on the stage, and 81% completion percentage. I think shuts down everyone.
And they were
finally
expected,
just puts the nail in the coffin.
Right.
It's over.
They were expected to beat the Dolphins. They were expected to beat the Dolphins. You were not expected to beat the Seahawks.
Exactly.
Everybody said you're not going to. Seahawks, they got this, right? Yes. I even thought, okay, Seahawks are probably going to be, but it's going to be close.
I picked the Bills to win this
week.
You
always pick the Bills,
Eric
man.
did not.
True.
You always pick the Bills.
When the Bills lose, he'll say shit.
I know.
Hey, yes, I do. I picked the Bills to lose versus Tennessee. In the preseason, I said, everybody was like, what game? Tennessee. That's the first loss I have on my 12-4 record was Tennessee. And we still could have beat them.
I think a lot of us picked the Bills to lose this game.
I did pick Kansas City. I did pick us to beat Kansas City. We did not. But this game against Seattle, I picked us on Friday. What did I say? My bold prediction was this would be Josh Allen's best game yet, and he would need it to win the game.
We know.
Hey, Joe, I got one for you. No lies detected. No lies detected there.
Here's my frustration, though. Where are all those Bills talking heads? Where are all the Bills talking heads? Where are all the Bills talking heads who predicted the Bills to have 9 wins this season? Where are you now, buddy? Come on out and talk to me. Because when you posted that, whoever you are, all of you, who's the first one who came to you and said that's bullshit, and that's not fair to our Buffalo Bills. That is disrespecting our Buffalo Bills. I said that because this Bills team was 12-4, was the record I predicted from the start. And to predict anything less than 10 wins is absolutely disrespectful to this team. And I'm not saying that now. I'm saying that when we're 0-0 in the preseason and people are posting, the Bills are 9-7.
Look, if you know what's going to happen all the time, why do you watch the game?
Hold up. Look how red he is, dude. He got a line across his forehead, bro. He's about to blow his top over there, man.
This was the one thing in the preseason. This was the one thing in the preseason that got under my skin more than anything. People who know a lot about the Buffalo Bills, and people who I respect, were predicting the Bills to go 9-7, and I said that was bullshit. And I wanted to go head-to-head with every single one of them. Said, tell me the games you think we're going to lose, because I will go.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, and kind of at you too, but because this shit's funny, bro.
It's the anti-Anthony. We have an anti-Anthony.
Oh,
yeah. We're at 7 wins. If we're not at 9 wins by the end of the season, something really went wrong.
Anyway, back to our conversation.
People are concerned for your health, bro. Come up for air is what they're saying. They're concerned
back to our
for
conversation
you,
real quick about those 2 games Josh Allen's had this year. He's the first player in the Super Bowl era with 400 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 130 passer rating in multiple games in a season. That's a stat. That's Buffalo Bills PR on that one. But the only player to ever have 2 games like that. What's that?
Halfway through, he's still got half the games left.
Hey, you're right. And Josh, I really enjoyed that, because I look at it like this, the NFL season is 4 quarters, right? I mean, 16 games, obviously. But the first 4, Josh Allen was killing man coverage. The second 4, he was learning how to beat zone coverage, right? And now Seattle, even though their defense is not where it needs to be, they've been struggling with zone coverage, right? They struggle, and that was a weakness for Josh Allen coming into this game. And the fact that, he's been progressing, these last few weeks of beating zone coverage, that progress is what I love from that kid. He's progressing, man. So I want to see him continue to destroy zone coverage. Now you're going to have to mix it up. So what is Arizona going to do? They're not much. They got Patrick Peterson, but Stephon Diggs can get open on anybody just about. So, and they got a lot of injuries. They had 3 cornerbacks injured last week. 3. I don't know who's coming back. I know one of them was on COVID watch, I believe. So we'll see what they have, but they're a battered secondary in defense right now. But I'll tell you one thing that I'm excited about seeing: Marcus Golden. Do y'all remember Marcus Golden pretty much almost wrecked us when the Steelers came? When we went to Marcus Golden plays for the Arizona Cardinals, and he's still – that dude is always around the football, man.
How about Chandler Jones?
Yeah.
Chandler Jones, somebody to watch out. How about Jordan Phillips?
Yeah, Hassan Reddick and Justin Simmons, right? No, not Justin Simmons.
Ryan Murphy.
The Simmons that went to Clemson and got drafted.
Isaiah Simmons.
Simmons, yeah.
Linebacker, yeah.
They got some guys over there. So it'll be
what are they doing with Simmons? We never heard about that story. Like, that was a huge draft story, but we never really nobody followed up with it.
They got him at linebacker. He's linebacker. Yeah, they got him at linebacker. They tried him at safety a little bit early in the year from what I saw. But it's linebackers where this ain't college no more, man. He's better suited at linebacker. So yeah, I really liked him, man. I wish. Oh, and Budda Baker, I didn't even mention him. Thank you, Ron Beck, for mentioning Budda Baker.
Your best player probably on team.
Yeah. So they got some guys over there, man.
But you look at that and you still see that a team like the Dolphins was able to score a lot of points on them, and our offense is certainly better than the Dolphins' offense right now. So if they could score that many points on them, we should be able to as well, if not more. And our defense, I think, can hold them more if we come in with the right game plan again.
Right. I think the Bills have an advantage in this game. I know it is in Arizona. It's a long trip, but the Cardinals have the Seahawks Thursday night. So I think it's easy for that team to overlook the Bills a little bit here, because that might be for the division. They're one game back right now. If they lose, it'll be another game.
Definitely possible.
They got to be looking ahead at the Seahawks on Thursday night. And, it's a short week. I think that messes with team chemistry sometimes.
Well, and this is a game that, Arizona is at home, right? But they're not.
The Bills are riding high, and they're going into their bye week.
Some people are calling it the game of the week. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. But you're right. This is an out-of-conference game. So, it hurts them to lose to a division rival in the Seahawks, right? So I guess we're going to have to see. But watching the game, dude, it's going to be good. Like Kyler Murray, like I said before, he's good.
Yeah, I did. So I looked into them a little bit here. I did not realize they were such an effective running team.
And they didn't have Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, that was a big deal without Drake this week. Yep.
Yeah, that's
which I think is why Kyler Murray had to become the runner, right? He had over 100 yards rushing.
Well, they have good team speed on the offense. They're going to stretch the edges. They got fast running backs. Kenyon Drake is a big dude, and he's fast. And then you got DeAndre Hopkins. But what I love about this matchup is that, Trey faced DeAndre Hopkins last year in the playoff game. Now, DeAndre got the best of him at the end, right? But Trey was on that dude all game. So I think you're going to see I hope we see a lot of Trey following Hopkins. I'm not worried about Andy Isabella. And matter of fact, him as a kick returner, the dude comes out of the end zone like a bat out of hell. And he's going to get popped like he did last week and he fumbled once. But I'm not worried about Isabella. Larry Fitzgerald, he's good. At this point in career, he's a good possession receiver, but he doesn't offer you much juice off the line. And who else do they have? Christian Kirk is a burner. Christian Kirk can get after it. So if Levi Wallace is covering Christian Kirk, dude, that's going to be trouble. He's going to really have to get his hands on him, and they might have to, mix in some zone coverages over top and so forth. But, the Dolphins have 3 good corners, and that's something that they have over the advantage over the Bills. They got 3 really good corners that so they can kind of do a little bit more. So I think the Bills coming into this game, they're going to have to blitz. They're going to have to zone blitz it. A lot of zone blitz look coverages and so forth, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I know real quick, the Cardinals are second in the league in rushing yards, yards per carry, and rushing touchdowns. So, it sounds like a run-first team when you look at the stats.
A lot of that is Kyler Murray, though.
You're right. And Kyler Murray right now is 8th in the league in rushing.
Yeah,
what's that
alone.
So, yeah, and they already had their bye week. I know there's some teams that haven't been on their bye week. Arizona is one of those teams that's been on their bye week, so these stats are probably going to be higher towards the end of the year. So it's like, got to contain Kyler Murray, I think, is number one immediately, which I don't think is an extremely difficult thing to do.
Yep.
But like you said, zone blitzes, I think quarterback contain if you can. I don't know if the Bills have the speed on the edge to stop a guy like Kyler Murray. It takes a special player to do that, honestly.
Yeah, it does. But here's the deal. If you can confuse Kyler Murray, that's going to be your best bet. You have to confuse him. He can't get too comfortable with what he's seeing pre-snap. So, yeah, like those A-gap blitzes. Tremaine Edmonds, I don't know if y'all been watching, but he's progressing every single week. He's looking really good. He's looking really good, man. He had some good
He looked
stops.
like the guy we knew this week. Like we had what we expected of him.
Had a great pass breakup. And PJ Tyson's Darren Lee, but Darren Lee can't tackle worth shit. So, I mean, I hope throw him out there. Let's see.
He can run, though.
He can run, but I mean, Forrest Gump could run, but shit. Like,
that's hilarious.
Right? So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
As long as he's dropping in coverage, because Klein in coverage certainly was not that great. So maybe Darren Lee can do that a little bit better.
If you put Klein on the D line with nobody blocking him, hell yeah, he's going to come in there.
He gets a strip sack. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, right? So, we'll see, man.
I wonder if we see a lot of the same concepts that we saw in the Baltimore game last season with the Bills. That's because it was effective in slowing down Lamar. Do you think Kyler Murray and Lamar, I know it's a different offense, different style, but do you think there's any similarities there at all?
The biggest difference is Hopkins, I think, is the X factor here, right? So whenever Murray's in trouble, he can throw it up to Hopkins and know that even if he's one-on-one or double covered, he's probably going to make a play, right? And he can get out of the contain and run it.
Hey,
he's faster than him.
Hey,
don't have to run
hold up, though. Darth Ray's. Hey, Gump was a weapon on the field. You're right, man. Bro, what do you eat for breakfast, dog? This dude look like damn Hercules over here, bro. Like this dude eats straight protein and grass. Like, golly, bro. Hey, have a burger sometime, dog. Like, drink a root beer, bro. Like, shit, sit on the couch, dog. You making us look bad.
He photoshopped his head onto my body. I don't know how he did that, but that's
funny. Shit. Hey, so as far as looks, I don't know, to answer your question, man. I don't know if it's going to be similar to what they did with Lamar. The problem is, Lamar is really good throwing down the seams. He's not really good at attacking the sidelines. Kyler Murray there's not an area of the field that he can't hit. So you're going to have to be on. You're going to keep it honest, right? I mean, I want to see some QB spy on some of these defensive calls. But you gotta send blitz from the edge. Make him think about what he's doing. Confuse him pre-snap. You got to, man. You got to do it. And attack on offense. I think the Bills should come out with the same game plan they came out with against Seattle. Attack them because their defense is not that good either. It's better, but it's not that great. So I would attack the hell out of them. I want to see more screens. I want to see more screen passes.
Yes, exactly.
Because they're gonna Arizona. They blitz. They bring the heat. So let's dial up some more screens, man. I want to see that.
Yep.
Let's see here. So here we go. Last one here. So what's the take? This is where you give your takes for the week or anything that you want to talk about, Bills related or unrelated to the NFL or just life or anything. What's the take? So that's for you guys in the chat, man. So we got about 10 minutes left. So if you guys want to throw some questions at us, man, we're all up for questions. And while you guys are figuring out what you want to do question-wise, hoof that like, man. Hoof, hey, Hoof the like. We got our Tuesday night show that you guys are being a part of right now. But also, man, we come out and we drop some stuff on Fridays as well. That's more of our in-depth conversation about the week's matchup. I would challenge you guys, man, like and subscribe. If you go on to iTunes or whatever social media platform that you find your podcast and so forth, this show will be featured as a podcast each and every week. So tell your friends to come watch. And, if you are tired of listening to us, which you shouldn't be, but we have other great podcasts that you can listen to throughout the week. So we keep it locked and loaded right here, man. Here's a question here from PJ. Dane Jackson off of protected practice squad. Will he be signed? Yeah, I think Dane Jackson has shown enough. Dane Jackson reminds me a lot of Josh Norman. When Josh Norman was young, they don't have that athletic upside, but what he does, he's aggressive around the ball, and the Bills need more aggression around the football. So, yeah, I would love to see Dane Jackson be projected on the 53. Let's see. We got a prediction. 41-24 Bills.
I like it. I love it. Let's go.
42 weeks in a row.
42 weeks in a row. That's
back-to-back weeks.
Boy, that's rich.
The last time the Bills had 40 before Seattle was 3 years ago.
But like Sterling said, the game plan is pretty similar here. So it's going to be score, get your offense going, stop them on defense as best you can, and hold them.
Yeah,
they're going to want to score in this game. So I wouldn't.
If you can get out to as fast as you did with Seattle, I think you make them one dimensional. Like we talked about in our chat before they got out of hand. I said they need to make them one dimensional, and here we go. And now they have to throw the ball because they got to get back into the game. You put pressure and makes the defense better. So, yeah, dude, that is definitely. Here's a question, Anthony. I'll let you answer that one. It says react to Mitch Morse. Arrest Mitch Morse through the bye or play him at Arizona?
Well, he's still in concussion protocol as far as we know. So right now there's no choice but to not play him. But if he's able to play, say he's cleared on Friday and he can play on Sunday, I certainly wouldn't mind if they decided not to play him and rest him. Because right now the offensive line with John Feliciano back is doing just as well as they were with Mitch Morse and no John Feliciano. So, I mean, if it's up to me and he's still, if he's cleared and he can play, I don't see them sitting him because he wants to play. But if he's cleared and they know, hey, look, you're not 100%, we're going to rest you. I think that's the better way to go. I'd rather have a healthy Mitch Morse for the rest of the season after the bye than play him in this game with the possibility of him, being only at 70% and getting hit and something bad happening. So I wouldn't be surprised if they rest him.
Yeah, and if you look at his concussion history, he's a slow healer when it comes to these concussions. So I don't think he's going to play this week. I would rest him. Now you're getting, you get another week.
Well, I think the Bills have a luxury in their backup.
Yeah.
Feliciano can hold it down.
Exactly. He's playing so well.
Time and time again. That's a huge luxury.
This is not
advantage of it.
This is not a must-win game by any means. I mean, we expect the Bills to win, the three of us, the people talking, Bills fans, even though right now the Bills are getting points, by the way, on the line. So we're the underdog going on the road. But we certainly have the advantage of being in a good position when you're 7-2 and there's certain guys. If this were John Brown still, I'd say the same thing. Rest him. We don't need to play him this game. Rest him, let him heal up. But luckily for us, John Brown it looks pretty good in this game. He had 99 yards and two amazing plays. That screen pass where he got dove down. Oh man, two awesome plays in this game by John Brown. Yeah. Good to see him back.
He was a difference. He was a difference. Man.
Oh, big time.
Having him in the offense is huge. Somebody mentioned wanted us to talk about Cody Ford. I don't see it anywhere, but Sean McDermott said that they are day to day. So we'll keep an eye on Cody Ford's injury status. He did come back to the sideline. It was his ankle, I believe, that he hurt. So I guess the X-rays were negative, I would assume. So they didn't put him on injury reserve. So we'll see. Cody Ford probably won't play Sunday. If I had to guess, I'd probably say no.
I don't know.
What do you think, Eric?
I don't know the extent of his injury, but I think you need him. I mean, yeah, you like the depth, and the backups came in and played well, but Ford's the guy they rolled with as the starter. There's a reason for that. So I think, if he can play, I'd like to see him on the field.
Yeah, I would. I mean, he needs all the reps he can get.
Yes, exactly.
He needs all the reps he can get.
I mean,
he does bring a physicality and nastiness to the line, coupled with John Feliciano and so forth, which is amazing. But yeah, I think, if you can't play, you can't play, man. I'd rather you be healthy for the late stretch run when you're going against Pittsburgh and New England's they're no slouch either. They struggle, but they could beat you. They got some big games coming up, so I would side with McDermott on this, and more rest would be like the best approach. I know it hates as fans. We hate seeing that, but
certainly if guys are healthy enough to play, he's going to play them. Don't get me wrong. I think the move of putting Matt Milano on the IR. Man, when they announced that, I was terrified. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. No Matt Milano, no defense. That's usually what happens to this team. And they proved me wrong on Sunday, luckily. But going a couple weeks without him is going to be better in the long run. They tried to hurry him back. They tried to give him 10, 20 snaps. That didn't work, right? Yeah. So now they put him on the IR, say, just sit down and rest for 3 weeks and then come back and see where you're at. And I like that move for that reason, because we're going to need him back for the stretch run in the playoffs for sure.
Cody Ford is currently questionable.
Yeah,
it's questionable.
Or day to day, I think, right?
Yeah. Hey, I'll take it. I mean,
it'd be nice. If you got to play. I mean, at one point in this game, we had 3 offensive linemen go down, right? First Cody Ford, then Winters, then Williams. So it was kind of like oh God, what's happening to our offensive line right now? Luckily, we have depth at the line, and guys were able to come in, and they certainly didn't play like blow me away amazing by any means, but for a taped together line, they certainly did play well enough.
Yeah. Shout out to the O-line depth. Yeah. I mean, I still think Quentin Spain would be
your favorite player.
My God. Give me Quentin Spain all day. Okay.
Well,
only Ike I want to see is Ike Turner.
On to Cincinnati.
I ain't trying to see no Ike Bacher. All right, here's one though. I want to, and we're gonna close out here, fellas. But I do want to answer this one before we go. It says, in your opinion, how big are the donations in honor of Josh's grandmother to the newer players who haven't experienced the Bills Mafia in person and buying in even further? I think those opinions, dude, it's huge. And it's not just a Bills Mafia thing. Mm-hmm. But, in the football community, man, we love stuff like this. And we're known for our benevolence and so forth. But, man, and I will challenge everybody, including myself, man. You always look, you can never go wrong at doing a good deed for someone, right? Anytime that you can give, man, you give, man, because life is so short. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching or nothing like that, but the fact that the Bills Mafia and people, I think it's over like 200,000 now, last I checked. I mean, people are donating, man, and this goes to help people in need, right? It's health insurance and medical expenses, wherever side of the political spectrum you're on, that shit's expensive, bro. And the fact that this is not the first time that the Bills Mafia has shown up big. Andy Dalton, man.
Right, I mean, same thing.
And Andy Dalton ended the drought, and here come Bills Mafia in droves, man. People crying. I mean, it was such an emotional time for Bills fans. So this is another time, man. Josh Allen's grandma, dude. That's huge.
I think that's what I would add to this conversation. Bills Mafia sometimes gets a bad rap. We are partiers. We are energetic. We are the crazy people who love our team no matter what. All right, 3-13. We're still at the game. Negative 20 degrees outside. We're packing that stadium. That's what we do. We're drinking in the parking lot. We're doing all sorts of crazy stuff that gets put on video. But what the people who are not part of Bills Mafia don't see is that Bills Mafia is a family. And I mean that to the T, right?
You can't beat it.
It's family. We go to a game and you're embracing people. You're talking. Everybody there is your family. You go to a road game, you find Bills fans. You're hugging them. You're partying with them. You're celebrating. It's family. It's just an understanding. So when something happens to a family member, like happened to Josh Allen's grandmother, we want to reach out and do what we can for that member of our family.
Yeah, man.
Same thing when you look at a guy like like Pancho Villa, who I had the pleasure of meeting and hanging out with at multiple games that I went to. Genuinely good human being who was part of Bills Mafia, and we all embraced him, and he is now one of the symbols of what Bills Mafia is and will be forever, right? And you can't stress this enough, that this is what you do for family. Yes, this is awesome. Yes, this is getting media attention, but in Bills Mafia, this is just what we do. We show up to help our own. We show up to thank our own, to represent our own.
Yeah, now over $200,000.
I think it's over donations. $250,000. And the hospital said that they are planning a tribute or of some sort to thank Bills Mafia and in honor of Josh Allen.
Dude, that's
cool.
Cool.
You guys mentioned the fan base, and you covered that really well. Let's talk about Josh Allen for a second. This guy fits Buffalo. I think people are buying into this guy being the franchise quarterback, and for good reason, right? His personality, his character, he's such a good person. I think that's what the pre-draft guys kind of missed on, as well, as he would come in and be a leader off the field. And he's done that. So I think he, in his grandmother's name, deserves all of this money, for a good cause. And just to put out what Josh Allen means to the community.
Yeah. And I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but the fact that Josh Allen didn't mention it, how we're so driven by social media.
After the game,
that's something that people would post, right? But the fact that he, Josh Allen has never been a dude for excuses. He like you said, Eric, he is definitely Buffalo. He carries that. He's just a high character dude, man. And you want somebody like that leading your franchise, because all the players rally around him, and they have rallied around the kid, even in his low moments. And this kind of stuff is what makes you go, that's my quarterback. That's my leader right there.
Speaks to him
absolutely.
Just as a player, but as a human being as well, right? If Josh Allen had come out this game and played the worst game of his career, threw 3 interceptions, Bills Mafia's going nuts, we're like, what the hell's wrong with him? And then we find out something like this that we didn't know, that his grandmother just passed away, then all would be forgiven right then and there. Nobody would be like, oh my God, he played this. But he did just the opposite. He played the best game of his career with this burden on him. What a human being to be able to do something like that.
Heck yeah,
because
dude.
we all struggle with things like this. And to come out and be at the top of your game, at the best at what you do in a time like this, that's saying something. And
Absolutely.
I also want to say, as a scientist who, these donations that go to things like research, I work on pediatric cancer. I see what the donations do at the hospitals as well, helping these kids, helping these families with sick kids, all of these types of things. That money is every penny of it goes to a good cause. And it's just awesome to see. So I have a personal connection to that part of it as well. So I really appreciate what Bills Mafia is doing.
So we're done, but I want to answer this question. He says, why do you all have the same time slot as Buffalo Fanatics? Well, would you like to ask ESPN and CBS why they have the same time slots and shows? I mean, this isn't like gang wars. Like, we're not gonna see Fanatics be like pop food. Like, dude, we're all, at the end of the day, man, we're all fans and we all have a good time, and we're all, we're friends. We're cool with each other. I ain't got no beef with them. Nobody on our team has any beef with them. They don't have any beef with us. Everything's cool. It just so happens that, they have a lot of shows every week, just like, we have shows every week. So it doesn't matter what time slot. This time slot just works better for us.
Our guy Joe Miller is in the chat tonight. He's from Fanatics, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice to see him there, but he always stresses on his show something that, I think when you're outside of this community, you don't understand that those of us who do these podcasts, who do these shows, we all get along. We all talk. We all know each other. It's great. It's friendly. Certainly there's a bit of competition, if you will, in terms of who's going to listen to what, but really it's not about that at all. It's just about bringing the best content we can bringing our genuine selves to what we do, putting our time and energy into this.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, dude, you're right, Anthony. It's pretty dope.
Halloween's over.
Halloween's over, man.
Yeah,
we gotta save the TP, bro. We gotta save that.
Yeah. A second wave of Rona. You never know.
Yeah. So anyway, man, look, we're out of here, fellas. This, it's been a great show, man. Great, really good job. Way to bring it, Anthony. Turning red, about to die on
Let's go.
live TV. That's dope. Eric, great job. This has been fun, but we all got lives to live, man. We got to keep on the grind. And remember, the holiday season is here, man. Make sure you give give. It doesn't have to be monetary, man. Give your time, give your love, give your energy. But that's all we got, man. And we signing out of here. Peace.
Go Bills.
Later.